Hey guys, John from SurfFX, and this is the Sonova Revolution. This is the board co-designed by James Casey and is more of a performance mal that has been turned into a SUP rather than a SUP that's been turned into a performance mal. Does that make sense? Alright, here's what I mean. So, just designing this board, they started with a big Sonova longboard, one of their performance mals, and James Casey basically started supping it. A little bit obviously low volume, a little bit too narrow, but they used that as the basis for where they went with this board, as opposed to taking a big chunky SUP and cutting it down into a performance like longboard. Doing so, they came off with a board with a very thin rail, just like a regular nice performance mal. So it's from about the middle, kind of the handle area, the rail starts to soften and you get to a really nice nose riding smooth front, and then from the handle kind of backwards it starts to sharpen up and really gets sharper back, especially back to the tail fin area. So it's got a lot of bite and a lot of, just grab and grip off the rail. Having a little bit of dome deck keeps some more volume in the center, so paddling these boards you are going to be standing a bit more centered, a bit more in your surf stance rather than dead square. You don't have a lot of volume in that rail if you are standing, feet shoulder width apart on the edge. Makes it surf well, but as maybe a flat water all-rounder, not so good. Rocker line, again, performance SUP based. So flatter through the section and a little bit of concave to the nose, so great with keeping the speed up and nose riding. And then the back end, you can really see it, even how it's on the rack here, how you get from kind of just before the fins back, you get a lot of tail rocker kicking up. It's a narrow pintail, so again, it's not a, it's just meant to pivot off that pin and drive turns. It's really, really a nice board to get up, and it goes well in such a variety of conditions. Like that flatter section through the middle and the front allows it to just carry speed through little waist high, nothing waves. Whereas having just a thin rail that's not choppy and can hold into the wave face lets you tackle some bigger stuff. I mean, I've seen James ride this in big swell. I've taken one of these out in big days at Kira, and they're fantastic. Having the length means you can really paddle fast and paddle hard between sets, which is nice to get out and not get pounded. But then you've got a board that's got a lot, can paddle into those bigger waves easy, and it just has drive and other turns. It doesn't surf as big as you think it is. So construction-wise, these are the TR3, which is a Colonial laminate. It's a super hard finish. It's quite a durable finish, and it's very, very light and also very environmentally friendly. Paulownia is a more renewable wood, so it grows quicker and easier to harvest. Bottom contours, you have quite a flat section through the nose with a touch of concave, and then you start getting into the double and V through the back end. Again, the design of this was to try to keep it a fairly simple board in its outright design, not incurring too many technical features with the bottom shape. Again, a good mallet is usually pretty slick, and this just follows that line. Fin-wise, they are a thruster setup with just the standard FCS plugs, so they're not a 2+1 or anything like that. As again, a nice performance mal, most of them just run as a large fin thruster. So you get when you do get these boards, they do have a slightly bigger fin than the sides, but a lot of guys mix them up and you can change the way the fins and totally change the way this board rides.